Hello, Batar Gang. All of you. Years 1, 2, 3, level 4, 5, 6, whatever way you want to phrase it. I'm talking to all of you. Um, it is 20 past 4 when I'm recording this on Friday, the 4th of December. It's something of a momentous historic day, a landmark occasion, whatever you want to phrase it as, because things are different this year. Normally there'd be 2 weeks more to do, hard work, all the practical stuff would be coming together, and the university campus would be an absolute bustling hive of activity. There'd be a lot of stress, but there'd be a lot of excitement. It's very different this year, and so this is a video message to just talk about a few things as to what happens from here on in, and to be really clear from a course point of view, but for a university point of view as well, what the hell's going on. So let me shrink myself. There you go. You can see the screen. As of Friday, the 4th of December, face-to-face teaching, finito. Okay, we know why the government have pulled you all home. They say it is the best way for you to have a phased exodus in waves going home, in a safe way that means you don't cram public transport. There's still time to self-isolate if you find you're positive, and you get home safely and you be with your family, your loved ones, over this important Christmas time, because flipping heck, we need it. That doesn't mean teaching stopping. Let me make that 100% clear, just in case anyone is confused. Up until Friday, the 18th of December, we're online. So where you have a scheduled face-to-face lesson, it's now going to be same time, but it's going to be online. So like your online theory modules, for example, you need to head to Blackboard, go to the virtual classroom and log in, and there will be a class. So please keep going to those. And go home. I mean that in the nicest possible way. We'd normally love you to stay around until you're done, you're dusted, you're satisfied with everything you put your heart and soul into. But we are being instructed to say, please go home. Please go home. If you're one of the few that isn't going anywhere for Christmas, or you are staying put in your university accommodation, then have a look at the student hub and the frequently asked questions. There is stuff on there about what to do and what support there is for you in your accommodation over the holiday period. Wow. I think it's the only word really that sums up what you and we are on the cusp of getting to having achieved. Not quite there yet, so I would reiterate that point. Still a lot of effort from you and us to come, but just a wow, because people, to be honest, didn't give us a cat in hell's chance from the outside looking in, even though we meticulously planned it and everything has been very, very carefully thought through across the summer and delivered through this trimester. People didn't think we would get anywhere near week 10 and keep going with face-to-face teaching. It's been edgy. You guys have copped for it in some ways. A lot of you were either positive or self-isolating in those first few weeks, if not the first month or so. But I have to say, there's only one way we're still here doing this. Yes, the dedication of us as a team and all the staff that I work with, who are amazing, by the way, more about that in a minute. But you guys are amazing, because you must have stayed safe and been sensible and stuck to that Salford Uni community pledge that we all mentally signed up to, if not physically signed up to, in those first few weeks. Because you clearly haven't been going out, you haven't been silly, you haven't been having mad parties. There were the 1 or 2 odd exceptions. They were dealt with. And you have stuck to the rules Salford set out for you, but also the Tier 3 and then the national lockdown rules. So thank you from us for doing that. Thank you from you to yourselves, because I know you wanted to be in with us and doing face-to-face teaching and get the full student experience that you signed up to have here at Salford. And we've been able to do it because you've done it for us. So from advanced camera and lighting, TV studio, radio studio, the documentary modules, the drama modules, and I'm forgetting other ones in between, all that practical stuff that couldn't have been done online in any kind of satisfying way, we've been able to get there with it. It's a shame we're stopping at week 10 and not seeing those assessments through in the calm, calm. It's the media in the energetic way that we would have done with the normal time span. But it doesn't matter. We've adapted and we've done it, or we're going to do it with whatever changed way that we've decided and communicated to you. So again, wow, I hope you're all clapping too, because it's never good if just one person's clapping. As if to exemplify that, I got sent this a couple of weeks ago. I think it's incredible. These are second years, acting like proper professional TV studio crew and gallery and production staff. I want to show you a burst of it. This has been shared far and wide at the university, and well done to you guys who did this assessment, for also recording the behind the scenes stuff you're about to see, because for posterity's sake, particularly in a pandemic, I think it's fantastic we've got this to show around and also to use for its enjoyment as well. So let's have a burst of what you guys, this is just one example from one module, have really been up to and grabbed the opportunity by both hands.
5, standby sound, standby VT. 2, 1, go sound, go VT. Ready on 2, standby lights, and go. Go lights. Woo. Ready 3, take 3. Oh, and cue Johnny.
No one saw
Hello
it.
and welcome to My Dysfunctional Family, the quiz
ready.
show which puts your families to
Nice
the test
graphics.
to win a series
Ready
of
on 1.
prizes. Are they up to the challenge? Well, why don't we find out and meet this week's contestant, Jemima Jervis from Stamford.
Hello,
Jemima.
Ready
You
with
alright?
3.
Yes, I'm very excited, thank you.
Good.
And
Jemima's
take
in
3.
the studio today representing
Okay, ready
her
with
family.
VT.
However, she won't be playing alone.
Ready to mix
She has selected
here.
3 teammates to help her out, so let's meet this week's Dysfunctional Family.
And run VT. Perfect. Cool.
Hi Johnny, we're
20.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, couldn't be more proud of you for that. That's brilliant. Well done all involved, and well done to everyone who's been doing super duper stuff face to face and online for the last 10 weeks. Okay, some facts. Here we are. We'll make these a quick fire facts round. Teaching continues, I've told you, but for 2 more weeks to the 18th of December, that's Friday, end of play. Teaching continues, it's just online, so be sure you know where to go and when to go for those sessions. Assessment changes are on your modules. That's to say, if an assessment date has changed or the way you're doing your assessment has changed, it will now be in announcements, on messages, and in updated assessment briefs on the modules on Blackboard. So you must go and have a look at any changes that have been made. They have now been communicated to you and have been communicated for a couple of weeks. Check in on that. You have all the details you need. Okay, and what I mean by that, if my computer's going to play ball, is it did this in rehearsals. There we are. Is the homepage or the program site on Blackboard. I wrote this a couple of weeks ago. Not as many people read it as I hoped on first release. I released it via email again earlier this week. But basically, yes, it's long, but it's detailed and it's important. This is all the information you guys need to check in and read and see all that you can do, all that you must do, all that you can't do. And basically, it breaks down everything you're probably asking yourself if you haven't yet read this. And you will need to know it. So please, a plea from me, go to Blackboard, to the programme site, BA Honours Television and Radio Production, and make sure you know what you're doing. Okay. Must stay tuned in. Yes, you absolutely must. I know you get tons of emails. I know that we send out lots of Blackboard announcements. I know that the Student Hub gets updated regularly and that perhaps it's hard to keep track of it, but particularly now you're not going to be talking to one another in face-to-face modules. You're not going to be seeing us so we can reiterate things or make sure you know. It is all online. It is all down to you to be soaking up the information that's coming your way in the last 2 weeks, but also over Christmas and into the new year, when there will be information about how you're coming back to university. We now know there needs to be some kind of planning for a phased return as well as a phased exit. You got to stay tuned in, otherwise you just won't know what to do. Okay, so please, please, please stay tuned in. And there is a student hub that is very linked to what I'm saying there. And here is the student hub. Little life hack, it doesn't have a memorable web address. So if you're unsure of what the web address is, my advice is type salford.ac.uk/ask us into your web browser or onto your phone, onto Chrome, whatever. And it will then give you a button that says go to the student hub. I'm pushing them to get a handy domain name that you can remember, but for now, salford.ac.uk/ask us, click the student hub button. And the student hub's important because things like frequently asked questions, updated, if my head weren't in the way. In fact, let's get my head out of the way. Updated today, in fact. And yes, another long, hard to read bit of information, but you degree students, you're intelligent, you are perfectly capable of reading a weight of information like this so that you digest and absorb and know everything you need to know with all that's going on. So please, please, please read that now, get clued up on stuff, but also continue to read it through the Christmas and New Year period. Latest statements to students, information on mass testing. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute, but it's all there on quite easy, bright red square tiles. So apologies if you know all that and that feels a little patronising. Didn't mean that to be the case, but I am getting loads of questions on email as my role as programme leader, with people saying, what's happening here? How do I do that? It's all out there, so you've got to stay tuned in to information. Enough of the teacher-like stuff. The most important thing for you to do now, if you're done, if you've returned your kit, if you've taken out the kit that you're going to take home with you because your module is allowing you to do that, again, all that information's on the Blackboard announcement that I just showed you, then now is the time to go home. Okay. However, there's an optional intervening layer, still couldn't say it, and that is for you to voluntarily go and get tested. That is a very sensible idea, because how do you know you're not asymptomatic with COVID-19? So at the minute there is mass testing going on. It's all on the student hub in terms of how, what, where and when, and you need to pop along, get your test, get your result. If you're negative, off you go home. Brilliant. Have a great Christmas. If you happen to be positive, or someone you're living with, therefore in close contact with, turns out to be positive, the whole master plan of going home for the last 2 weeks is that you've still got time to self-isolate for either 10 or 14 days. 10 if you happen to be positive, 14 if you've had close contact with someone who proves to be positive. That means, yes, you're staying at uni for a bit longer, you're self-isolating in your accommodation, but the ticking clock doesn't miss Christmas. It stops just at the point you can still nick off home for Christmas. So that is a big part of the thinking from government. Your superheroes. Have you seen this? It's amazing. I watched it with my kids last week. If you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse and you've got Netflix, you must watch it over Christmas. It's an absolute flipping treat. I thought it was just going to be another Marvel animated thing. It's so creative and brilliant and different. Check it out. But that is not why I put this slide in here. It is to sort of once again just anchor the fact that you've been superheroes. Your staff, my team, have undoubtedly been absolute superheroes. I can't tell you how flipping knackered we are. I mean that. We've been going non-stop since January, because we were in a normal teaching trimester, and then coronavirus hit and just the world went mad, and it hasn't really felt like it's stopped going mad ever since. We don't get the summers off. That's a myth anyway. We take annual leave when we go on holiday, but this year's been really different. Pretty much everyone has worked flat out, straight through, to have made this year happen. And you guys have been working flat out as well. You've been problem solving, you've been doing things in uncomfortable situations, you've been adhering to rules, you've been listening to extra instruction, you've been doing added layers to all the normal hoops you would jump through on production practical modules and in theory stuff. You've had to pay attention online and engage in a very different way, and yeah, we could all be Spider-Man too. So Into the Spider-Verse felt appropriate and absolutely well done for all the efforts from staff and from you guys as students. It's time to go home. Chilling with my nomies. I like that. It's good. But if it wasn't clear already, there is still 2 weeks to go. You're going home, but you're not stopping. Okay? I know you know that, but let me make it absolutely 100% clear, reminding ourselves as well that we ain't stopping just yet. There is still work to be done, and then it's time to relax. Oh, this is Christmas. Oh, look at that. Lovely. It's time to relax. Eat a mince pie. Bring a single malt or whatever you fancy. That's a little discordant. Why has the music gone like that? Oh, we haven't finished. It's 2 more weeks to go, guys. Keep working. Loads to do. Good luck with everything. Hello. Don't know who she is. And yeah, we'll see you maybe in January. There's extracurricular stuff going on. Keep an eye out on announcements for all that kind of stuff to get involved in. But mainly, don't forget, we're back Monday, the 1st of February. Really important you make it back for trimester 2. Very important indeed. Take care. Have a good Christmas when it comes. Bye-bye.